When you think of the World Series, you imagine the tension, the pressure, and the defining moments that live on forever. But nothing electrifies a ballpark quite like a massive home run. The kind of blast that makes fans rise to their feet, jaws drop, and pitchers stare in disbelief. Since the Statcast era began in 2015, we've been able to measure these incredible moments with precision, and some of these long balls are truly legendary. Today, we're diving deep into the longest World Series home runs in the Statcast era, and the incredible stories behind them. The World Series isn't just about who wins or loses, it's about legacy. And for sluggers who crush baseballs into the night sky, it's their chance to etch their name into history. Every swing carries the weight of millions watching, and yet, in these moments, some players rise above the nerves to unleash pure power. Let's rewind to 2017, when George Springer was on fire for the Houston Astros. The ballpark was buzzing, and the pressure couldn't have been higher. In Game 5, Springer launched a moonshot that traveled 448 feet, one of the longest in World Series history. The crack of the bat echoed through Minute Maid Park, and as the ball sailed into the left center seats, fans realized they were witnessing something special. That home run didn't just tie the game, it symbolized Springer's arrival as one of baseball's most clutch postseason performers. Springer wasn't done that postseason either. His ability to deliver in crucial moments made him the 2017 World Series MVP, and that homer stood as a turning point in one of the wildest World Series ever played. A few years later, the Dodgers' Corey Seager had his own moment of glory. During the 2020 World Series, held in the neutral site of Globe Life Field due to the pandemic, Seager crushed a pitch that soared an estimated 436 feet into the Texas night. The sound off the bat told everyone, that ball was gone the instant it was hit. It wasn't just about the distance, it was about the statement. The Dodgers had been chasing redemption for years, and Seager's power helped fuel their championship run. But if we're talking sheer distance, few can forget Jock Pederson's towering blast that same postseason. Jock didn't just hit home runs, he obliterated baseballs. In the 2020 NLCS and World Series, his swings looked effortless, but the power was immense. One particular shot traveled over 440 feet, leaving teammates in awe and proving that postseason Jock, or Jocktober, was a real phenomenon. And then, there's Bryce Harper. Though his legendary postseason moments came in the NLCS, many fans still recall how Harper's swing is built for the big stage. When power hitters like Harper step into the box, the world holds its breath, waiting for the kind of contact that can change a series. Going back a bit further, let's not forget Kris Bryant and the 2016 Chicago Cubs. In one of the most emotional World Series of all time, Bryant unleashed a monster home run in Game 5 that helped keep the Cubs alive. That ball traveled nearly 440 feet, cutting through the cold Chicago air. It was a swing filled with determination, the belief that the impossible was still within reach. And speaking of unforgettable power, Giancarlo Stanton has yet to hit a World Series homer, but if he ever does, Statcast might need to recalibrate. Few players in modern baseball hit the ball harder or farther, and fans dream of seeing him launch one into orbit on the sport's biggest stage someday. Another moment that lives rent-free in fans' memories is Jorge Soler's mammoth shot in the 2021 World Series. The Atlanta Braves were underdogs, but Soler's bat told a different story. In Game 6, he absolutely crushed a hanging slider from Luis Garcia. That ball didn't just leave the stadium, it left the building entirely, sailing 446 feet and out of Minute Maid Park altogether. It was the kind of blast you replay over and over because it looks unreal every single time. Soler's reaction said it all. He stood for a second, bat raised, watching the ball disappear into the Houston night. It was a moment of pure confidence, almost disbelief, and it instantly became one of the most iconic home runs in recent history. That swing gave Atlanta a commanding lead, and it set the tone for the Braves to capture their first championship since 1995. It wasn't just a home run, it was a statement of power and destiny. Fans still talk about that homer as one of the loudest, most jaw-dropping moments in recent postseason memory. Even opposing players admitted later they'd never seen a ball hit like that in a World Series. Now, we can't talk about long World Series homers without mentioning Aaron Judge, the modern face of home run power. While Judge hasn't hit a World Series home run yet, everyone knows if the Yankees return to the Fall Classic, Statcast might record something in the 480-foot range. Judge's postseason power is unmatched, and fans are waiting for that signature World Series blast that could join the pantheon of baseball history. Meanwhile, players like Juan Soto, Mookie Betts, and Kyle Schwarber have all left their mark with incredible postseason home runs. Schwarber, in particular, has been known for hitting absolute missiles. In 2022, his NLCS homer measured 488 feet, and though it wasn't in the World Series, it gave fans a preview of the kind of power that could shake the biggest stage in baseball. When these titanic blasts happen, you can feel the shift in momentum instantly. The crowd roars, the dugout erupts, and even the broadcasters pause for a moment, letting the sound of the cheering fans tell the story. There's something primal about a home run that travels over 440 feet in October. It's not just about strength, it's about timing, precision, and nerves of steel. These players aren't just hitting home runs, they're hitting legends. Fans at the park hold their breath, knowing that every swing could be historic. The Statcast numbers, exit velocity, launch angle, distance, only confirm what the eyes already know: that ball was obliterated. And the way these moments replay on social media, highlight shows, and even in video games ensures they'll never be forgotten. A World Series home run is rare. A 440-plus foot one. That's baseball immortality. Think about the atmosphere in those stadiums, the flashing cameras, the stunned silence right before the cheer, the opposing pitcher hanging his head. These are the scenes that define October. What's amazing is how these players seem to thrive in that environment. Instead of tightening up under pressure, they find another level of focus. One perfect pitch, one perfect swing, and the game, the series, the season changes. Even pitchers respect it. Many have admitted later that when they watched the replay, they couldn't believe how far the ball went. It's a reminder of how fine the margins are at the top level of baseball, and how small mistakes can turn into towering fireworks. But distance isn't everything. Sometimes, the emotional weight of the homer makes it feel even bigger. When a player like Springer or Soler hits a go-ahead shot that carries the hopes of a city, that's power that can't be measured in feet. The crowd becomes part of the moment too. Every cheer, every gasp, every standing ovation adds to the myth of the home run. It's not just a baseball leaving the park, it's energy being released, shared, and remembered. And in that sense, the World Series home run is a perfect symbol of the sport itself: grace, power, timing, and heart all coming together in one swing. It's also a reminder of how the game has evolved. Statcast doesn't just give us numbers, it gives context. When we hear 446 feet, we know that's rare air, the kind of hit only a handful of humans can produce. Every generation has its sluggers, but the Statcast era lets us compare them with precision. We can now say with confidence just how monumental these blasts are, and that adds another layer to the drama. The legacy of these home runs isn't just written in numbers, though, it's written in the reactions. The disbelief on a pitcher's face, the joy on a batter's, the fans hugging strangers in the stands, that's baseball magic. So when you hear that familiar crack of the bat in a World Series game, you know something special could happen. Maybe it'll be the next 450-footer that joins this list of legends. As the Statcast era continues, we'll keep seeing hitters redefine what's possible. Every year, someone comes along and does something that makes even seasoned baseball fans say, "No way, that just happened." That's the beauty of the game, you never know when the next unforgettable swing will come. It could be a rookie's first postseason at bat or a veteran's last. But one thing's for sure, those long World Series home runs, the ones that make people say, "He hit that ball how far," will always be the defining fireworks of October baseball. Every time the postseason arrives, fans wait for that next legendary blast, the one that lights up the night sky, shakes the stands, and echoes through history as one of the longest, loudest, and most unforgettable home runs ever hit in the Fall Classic.